Thank you, Mark, and thank you everyone for your patience. I know we've had our share of technical difficulties this evening, but you know, for our next section, I'm going to invite Gigi Benjamin, our governance chair, to come up and take over the meet candidates. I do want to say briefly, so Chris Schmidt, our board chair, is not here this evening. He is home with COVID, unfortunately. Chris is up for re-election. He has served for quite a long time, as has Joel Viscus and Helen Smith, who have, I think, given a tremendous amount of service to this neighborhood. Laurel Mittner, also here, is running for re-election. She has served the remainder of a term, and I just want to say all four to them, thank you so much for everything that you've done for our community and our organization. I appreciate your leadership and support, and best of luck, but if this is parting ways, right, again, I want to publicly acknowledge everything you guys have done. Thank you.
Pick the first speaker, please.
Austin Dixon.
Thank you.
So our format tonight will be each candidate will have up to 3 minutes, and I will interrupt them at the end of the 3-minute period. And as Tom indicated, he indicated one, and there's a second candidate who is not here, and I have a statement that I will read from them, and then at the end we'll take questions.
My name is Austin Dixon, and I'm a candidate for the Ohio City Incorporated Board of Trustees. Just going to take a few minutes to talk about who I am, kind of what I've done, skills I bring, that sort of thing. So I moved into the Cleveland area back in 2019, and I moved into the Ohio City area back in July of 2021. I moved here from Bowling Green, Ohio, where I went to college. I got my bachelor's in business and supply chain, international business. And then while here in Cleveland, I actually went to Ohio University during the pandemic online and just finished back in December my master's in supply chain and business operations. Currently, right now in the city, I actually work for a local nonprofit. I don't know if anybody here has heard of Digital C. You'll probably be hearing about them very soon. We just won a city RFP to provide internet to the whole city. My role there, I'm a network engineer, so I'm working on a lot of the big projects we've been doing to provide internet access to a lot of the underserved areas of the community. Some more things about what I like about Ohio City, though, in general, is, like I said, I've been in this area since 2001. So being here during that, I've seen a lot of different projects, initiatives, improvements, building, construction. It's a lot going on in this area. Ohio City Incorporated is behind a lot of what happens in this area. They do a lot of events, they do a lot of community engagement, such as the Ohio City Open that just happened this past Saturday. I actually volunteered there from the whole time. That was a very fun event to go to. It was fun meeting a lot of people there, you know, serving food, serving ice cream, helping people clean up there. It's just nice to be involved in the community. When it comes to my skill set, though, obviously my education helps, my work experience helps, my personal experience helps, and I think a lot of the skills that I gained throughout the years would be beneficial to the community and in this position. I've had experience with accounting, marketing, technical skills, like as a project manager, obviously working with a lot of these organizations in the city, such as CMHA, other local organizations, library. It's definitely very helpful. It's prepared me for this role, and I'd like to be part of the organization.
Thank you. Christian.
Oh,
Okay, Christian,
One.
that's me.
the one that's not here.
Right, that's me. Bear with me, I'll put my glasses on so I can read this.
You gonna time yourself?
I know it takes less than 3 months. Okay. Here's Chris's,
Can you talk to the microphone for the recording?
Here is Chris's presentation. I'm so sorry that I cannot be there this evening. My entire family came down with COVID late last week, and we're still quarantined at home. Thankfully, we're all doing well and hope to be back out in the world soon. I want to retain my position on the Ohio City Inc. Board of Trustees to continue to guide the impressive growth and development of our neighborhood in a formal capacity. These continue to be exciting times in the history of our city and our neighborhood, and I feel strongly that I am an ideal candidate in terms of skills, relevant experience, and energy to help lead our neighborhood forward. I've been an active trustee for the Ohio City Board for the past 11 years, and have had the honor of being the board chair and president since 2016. My wife and I have been active organizers and participants in the major Ohio City events, including coaching our daughter's Near West Rec soccer teams, organizing and leading fundraisers, and taking part in neighborhood cleanups. We've lived on 26th Street for the past 13 years and just bought our forever home on Fulton. Our daughter attends Near West Intergenerational School, and we love being able to raise a city kid in such a close-knit and active community. If I am re-elected, I promise to continue to be an advocate for strategic, sustainable growth that complements our existing infrastructure while diligently maintaining our core identity as a walkable, affordable, family-centric, and diverse urban neighborhood. I promise to use my professional marketing experience and passion for the neighborhood to empower others to market Ohio City to their neighbors, to visitors, and to the world as a great place to live, work, visit, worship, serve others, and play. And finally, I promise to make all decisions with community safety fully in mind as a top priority for homeowners, renters, business owners, community institutions, and visitors. Leading this organization is one of the true honors of my life. I appreciate your consideration of my candidacy and humbly ask for your vote on Election Day.
Bob Baker.
Bob Baker.
I'll be shorter than 3 minutes. Hello everyone, my name is Bob Bigger. I've lived in Ohio City now for about 10 years, I think. It's been a real great place to live. I've fallen in love with it. I've always been a Clevelander at heart, a big advocate for the city, but Ohio City's really become my home. I live here with my wife and dog and newborn son, who's about 5 months. So my motivation is really to help continue Ohio City's great work, make this a great neighborhood to live in for me, my family, for all of you, and love what's going on. And I think the organization is doing well and want to continue all of that. So would love to get your vote and know that I'll work hard on this board. My background is primarily in finance, and I work in commercial real estate at the moment. So I would like to use those skills to help our neighborhood grow in a nice, responsible way, and I think we can push for development that's beneficial to all. Thank you. Joel with biscuits.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Joel Biscus. I've lived in Ohio City since 2006. I live with my wife and my 5 kids on Lorain Avenue. I've been a OCI board of trustee since 2007. And it's something that I always cared about. I think I can speak for all the trustees. You don't, it's volunteer time. You don't do it unless something you care about. And I was thinking about, I remember someone told me a while ago. It said, never waste someone's time volunteering for something you don't care about, because you're not going to do a good job at it. So, but fortunately, I think people who get involved in OCI, they care about it. So it's something that, and people show up at meetings. So it's it's nice to be part of a very passionate community. Part of my background, I mentioned I've been a board member since 2007. I've served a couple terms as board secretary, a couple terms as board vice president. I've chaired the real estate land use committee for about 10 years now. My education background, law degree, or master's degree in planning. After college, I spent 3.5 years in Latin America, volunteering. I've been a high school teacher, and since 2006, I've been essentially an urban planner. I work for an organization that has offices here in Ohio City called Land Studio. And I really get to work on the projects that I love. For the past decade, about over 80% of my workload has been projects that are right in Ohio City or adjacent to it. The Lakeland Trail, Good Foundation Lakeland Trail, Red Line Greenway, Winnie Park Bridge, and the thing that I spend the vast majority of all my time right now is Irish Town Down Park. I get to work on projects that I love that have an impact on our community, things I get to walk to every night with my kids and talk about what they're doing. It's something that I believe in, and so, fortunately, I think that's something that helps me be a better trustee. Also helps me, my work helps me be a better trustee for OCI, and I think being a board member, it also helps me at work too. I understand the neighborhood better, because parks are unique things. You can't have a park that's just an off-the-shelf design. It doesn't work. You have to understand the people that live around the park in order to design something. Started talking a lot. At 30 seconds. All right. You got to understand, the people who live around something to design it. It's got to be, people aren't going to use it if it's just not tailored to them. And same thing goes with neighborhoods. With CDCs, I've worked with a lot of different CDCs on my projects and learned some good stuff and bad stuff, but ultimately, you got to know the people, you got to listen to people in order to understand the best solutions. It's like a puzzle. Like every person's got a little bit of the truth. If you don't put it all together, you're not going to know what the whole picture is. So, thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Allie Carr and I live on Franklin Boulevard. I have lived in the Ohio City area or Tremont since, besides a 2-year hiatus in Lakewood, since 2011, and I've set down roots in the neighborhood, owned my current home for about 4 years now, lived there with my family, which also includes a newborn and my daughter and husband, and I'm in real estate. I have been now for almost 10 years and have had the option to really get to know a lot of areas around the Cleveland area and selected Ohio City for a reason. I love it so much. It's so walkable, the history, the beautiful homes, the neighborhood, the people, the businesses, all the people I've gotten to know. I've just fallen in love with the neighborhood, and I think we'll be here for years and years to come. And so I actually think it's pretty overdue for me to get more involved, and I want to thank Nia for encouraging me to run for the Board of Trustees, because I'm always very busy, but I'd like to get involved more so with something I'm so passionate about, because I'm listening to people who are considering moving to the area and also people who select to move out of the area too for certain reasons. So I think I hear different people's reasons for loving the neighborhood and maybe not staying in the neighborhood, and sometimes they loved it but maybe something happened, whether it's safety or whatever it may be, and I'm just listening to all of that all of the time, and I just thought that I would be well equipped to help serve in that capacity. I also help run we have an office in Gordon Square. It's we're the Berkshire Hathaway there. And so I have experience in running an office, having employees. I have a background, I have my MBA, I have a background in finance as well. And so I just think I have a number of different skill sets that could help serve the community. And I look forward to this opportunity and having a better chance to directly impact this neighborhood and my family and my different friends in the community and people I haven't met yet, and that I hope to going forward through this channel. So I'm not sure I'm at time, but so.
Helen Smith. Okay, Helen Smith is not here, but I have a statement from her as well. I was going to say we didn't have a PowerPoint, so this would be easy, but I have to find the here we go.
Microphone.
This is a statement from Helen Smith for Candidates Night. Thank you, Gigi, for this courtesy. I have a board meeting for Promise Academy, and I'm needed for a quorum to conduct business. I'm presently on the board of OCI and chair of the safety committee. In 2015, OCI started the camera program, which has contributed to making Ohio City a safer neighborhood. $60,000 was raised from the community and our councilmen, and cameras were placed in 16 locations with the assistance of host volunteers. The cameras have proved to be a great assistance to the Cleveland Police Department. Several years ago, the Special Improvement District was expanded to include all of West 25th Street and up Detroit. Our OCI Safety Committee is working very closely with the Ohio City Improvement Corporation. We are presently evaluating every location and converting to new cameras, which will allow remote access. Ohio City has spent $13,000 on camera upgrades and has been awarded $30,000 from Councilman McCormick's casino allocation to complete upgrading the system. If elected, I want to continue working with OCIC to strengthen this program. I would ask for your vote and thank you for attending this evening.
Laurel.
Hi everybody, thank you for coming this evening. Thank you for spending your time with all of us. I love coming to these meetings. It's one of the things that got me so interested in Ohio City Inc. and becoming a board member. I am currently on the board. I was nominated to serve the remainder of someone's term who had to remove themselves from the board. So I've been with OCI for about a year now, and I would love the opportunity to continue to serve. I feel like for engagements like this, it kind of takes some time to really get your feet wet and understand the inner workings and how you can contribute. So I'd love to make sure that that mutual investment continues to grow and flourish. I live in the neighborhood. I'm over on Bridge near Masons, and my husband and I have been there since December of 2020 when we bought our home. We relocated from Chicago and really saw this as such an amazing place to make an investment, both financially and through our time and commitment to the community. I grew up in the Cleveland area and then went to Chicago, spent some time there working with Jones Lang LaSalle, commercial real estate company, and then we relocated back here when we wanted to buy a house and have a dog and still live in a neighborhood that was urban and walkable and all those great things. My background is in marketing. I'm currently the digital marketing director for a company called Navex. So I have a lot of marketing experience and web experience that I think could help me serve OCI better in the future. And then the committees that I'm on there are marketing and safety, so helped out with the Ohio City Open last weekend, some other stuff with the marketing team, and help out Helen with the safety committee as well. In terms of really where I see my stronghold in my role here is I'm also the secretary for our neighborhood block club, RWJW. So thank you. So really the opportunity to get so engaged at a hyper local level with my very close by neighbors, and then take that that insight to the board and vice versa, I think is a great experience that I've had so far, and I'd love to be able to continue. So thank you for your consideration.
Wasn't nervous at all while waiting.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Emily Lungard. I'm humbly applying for a board position, and I'd really be honored to have your vote. A little bit about me. I'm your neighbor just over on West 41st Street, proudly representing South of Lorain.
Yeah.
Thank you, South of Lorain. My husband and I, Lauren, who's Lauren right here, were attracted to the Near West Side years ago for a lot of reasons, but mostly because of our neighborhood's commitment to inclusion, our deep history of social services, and our diverse residents and businesses. Honestly, we were really drawn to Ohio City because of folks like you, meetings like this. Today I can say I've gardened over on West 44th Street. I've coached many sports with Nearest Rec. I've hosted movie nights at Greenwood Park, the best kept secret of the neighborhood, by the way, Greenwood Park. I've collected signatures across Precinct J, and I've even written the occasional letter to BZA with the Fulton Lorain Bailey Block Club. Shout out to the Fulton Lorain Bailey Block Club. I think there might not be many of us here, but it's the best block club in the neighborhood. So there are a few reasons why I want to join this board. I'm only going to bore you with 3 of those reasons tonight. One, my experience. I have public sector experience with the federal, state, and local government. I've worked with elected officials, constituents of all types. I've lobbied in City Hall and down in Cap Square in Columbus. For years, I worked at a local affordable housing organization, so I've really come to understand the complicated world of housing, funding mechanisms and policies associated with it. I had the honor of a lifetime helping to build a community coalition to address childhood lead poisoning called the Lead Safe Cleveland Coalition. And today I work in philanthropy at the George Gunn Foundation, work on sort of interdisciplinary projects, bringing funding streams together, people together, to work on some of Cleveland's biggest problems. The second reason that I wanted to share with you tonight is what I hope to accomplish, at least some of what I hope to accomplish. One, I hope to support the OCI team. Can we get a round of applause for the OCI team? I've come to know them, especially through the real estate committee, and they really have such a genuine, deep commitment to lifting all of our voices, and I'd love to support that a bit. I hope to bring a perspective from an area of the neighborhood that I think can sometimes be overshadowed. Ohio City is not a monolith, and I really think we need some representation from South of Lorain on our board. And I hope to bring a measured, nuanced voice on affordable housing. Affordable housing, unfortunately, is under attack by our state right now. Thank you. And Gigi's here already, oh my God. And I really want our neighborhood to be sort of on the cutting edge of fighting that fight for affordable housing. Am I done?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, thank you so much.
Okay, so I want to remind everyone before we get to questions that the election is next Tuesday, the 23rd. You can vote at the OCI offices. Will there be a polling place at
Riverview?
At Riverview, okay. And if you want an absentee ballot, you can ask for one from Lisa Raber, who's in the back waiting. So if you can't come in that day, you must be a member of Ohio City Incorporated to vote, and membership closed a month ago, or 3 weeks ago. So if you're not a member, if you don't know if you're a member, Lisa can tell you when she's in the office. But we do hope that everyone will vote. And we'll be happy to take questions. If you have questions, please come up to that microphone.
Questions can be for any or all candidates.
Could you just make clear how many people how many seats are open?
Yes, there are 5 open seats. There are 4 regular rotating seats, and there's 1 open seat that was vacated and during the year, and we chose not to fill it, and we're filling it now. So there are 5 seats. We have 9 candidates. And for those of you that don't know, the information about the candidates is on the Ohio City Incorporated website, so you can read more about each of our candidates there.
How many people can you vote for?
You can vote for 5.
Okay.
Yeah, you can vote for 5. The top 4 will get the 3-year term slots, and the 5th person will get the, I think it's 1-year remaining term. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Brian. I live in the Orchard School neighborhood. First of all, I want to thank everybody for your commitment. Those of you who have had board seats and those of you who are aspiring to have a board seat, that shows a lot about your dedication to this neighborhood that we all call home, and I appreciate that. I wanted to ask about the Youth Drop-In Center in Franklin, which has been a topic of a lot of discussion in the last several months in these meetings and elsewhere. And I'm not asking anyone to state their position on that particular project, but I would like to see if any of the candidates could offer something that could add to the discussion to maybe make it a little more amicable between folks who have different opinions about that. Well, let's face it, controversial topic. Maybe some things that in meetings, public meetings, or online discussions that you've seen that you think, like, wow, this really needs to be said, or these people really need to be heard. Would anybody like to comment on that? Thank you.
Thanks for that question. I think the Youth Drop-In Center is truly one of those important conversations happening in our neighborhood right now. I will say I am fully in support of the Youth Drop-In Center. And one of the reasons why, and I want to share this because I think it helps for the dialogue, is when you ask vulnerable youth, the LGBTQ youth in our community, those who need these services desperately, where they want to receive those services, that is the location we've identified. That is the specific place for the folks experiencing homelessness, who need these services, who are the most vulnerable among us. That's where they want to be served.
Thanks. I agree. I'm also in support of the drop-in center, just in addition to what's already been shared. I've also been paying close attention to the projects on 45th and Lorain and 50th on Lorain, particularly because the one on 45th is a hot topic at our block club. And one event that I went to that I thought was quite helpful was kind of a roundtable discussion that we had at the OCI offices a few weeks ago, where it was neighbors at a table sharing their thoughts and sharing their opinions, and Carrie McCormick facilitated a conversation and took notes and helped compile those notes together for design review and things like this. So I think as much as this kind of forum is great to share updates and kind of broad strokes about what's happening, if we're going to have meaningful dialogue, it can't be when someone's at a podium with a microphone, and it can't be fully done online.
Any other questions? Well, thank you. And thank you for coming, and please remember to vote.
thank you again to all of our candidates for running. Good luck on the 23rd. We will be getting a new hotspot tomorrow. We'll start live streaming these again. Our next community meeting, I believe, is June 20th. As Joel mentioned, I think was said before, some of us have spent an awful lot of time for an awful long time working on Irishtown Bend Park. I think with a little bit of luck, at our June 20th meeting, we will be coming back with kind of a revised concept because we're looking to move that towards Planning Commission and approval in the July-August timeframe. So could be an exciting meeting. But thank you guys so much for your time tonight and your willingness to come out. We appreciate you. I appreciate Brandon and Nate trying to work with the computer crashing. Clearly the nonprofit needs to buy better computers. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. Have a great night. And thank you to Matt.